Hey there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. In this video, I'm putting together the week of April 10th through April 16th, 2023 in my Project Life album. I took a little bit of a break from sharing videos this last week, so thanks for sticking around and I will get back to regularly sharing videos soon. So without anything else to say, let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so I have all my photos cropped out and I pulled over my products. So I'm working with the Happy Story Kit from Ali Edwards. And I did a whole story planning with this kit. So I came up with a plan for pretty much all of the pieces of the kit. And that is available in the Story Kit classroom when that classroom goes live, depending on when you're watching this. And one of the things that I planned was Project Life. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I love using my story kits in Project Life. So what I did was I selected a few products and put them to the side for Project Life. And then there's a few extra products over here that I didn't plan anything for. So I just brought them over here, plus the story stamp. And then I put these two embellishments with my products for Project Life because these are going to be great for embellishing Project Life. So what I decided was I have this card here, which I want for my title card, and this one I want to be a filler card. This quote says, "Be happy for this moment. This moment is your life," which I just love that for Project Life. That's such a Project Life quote. And then I have a few journal cards here, and I'm just kind of laying them in random spots. Then I have this one, which I decided I wanted to crop this one in half and make it into two 3x4 journaling cards. So as you guys know, I have been really loving the 3x4 pockets in Project Life. And I thought that this way I could get more use out of my cards because I don't have that many 4x6 pockets. This one I don't have a plan for, but maybe I will come up with something. So then I printed out my photos. I have two 4x6 photos here, and then I have some 3x4 photos. And this week, not a ton happened. I did prep my garden for spring finally. There's too many journaling cards here. I do have, I'm not entirely sure how I want to lay these out here, but I'm just kind of playing around right here. And then let's see, I do have some extra journaling cards, and then I've got some random photos, just like food, sunrise, and then this photo of my house I wanted to put on this one that said my happy place. So what I originally thought with this card was that this is a great card for Project Life because I could just show a photo of somewhere that I love, and I take just a lot of ordinary photos like that and then just kind of focus my story on that. And I originally was thinking I was going to do my craft room, but then when I chose to do this week, I didn't actually have any good photos of my craft room. I had a few photos in there, but it was like close-ups on my desk or like my cat sitting in a box. So it wasn't really right for this card. But I did have this photo of my house, and I thought that would be perfect to tell a story of how much I love my house. And I got my yard all ready for spring. You can see my grass is still very, very dead at this point in April, but my planters looked great. And the tulips came in super early this year because we had this weird heat wave in April. The week before this, like early April, we had like an extremely odd heat wave, which is not normal for where I live in upstate New York. So all of our daffodils and tulips came in super early. So I have all of those here in these pictures, and I kind of want to tell that story. I also went to a movie and out for tacos at Foco Taco, and they have, which is like a local taco place, and they had some like stickers, and they gave me a couple, and I was thinking I could use one, and I was thinking maybe to put these like on a card like this, one of these cards, and tell the story of that evening. So I'm thinking I'll do that there. This one I think could be about Week in the Life prep party, which happened on Saturday. And I'm wondering if I want to kind of switch some of these around just based on the ordering. And then I will save this sticker. And then I need another good story here. So I think I'm going to tell the story of how I took Tuesday off from work and like the first half of the day. And let's see. The other thing I was thinking is I could cut this one out and put it on top of here, but then I'd have to cover up some people's faces. Like I feel kind of bad covering up people's faces, but also I don't know any of the people on this side. So, what do you guys think? I don't know. Kind of want to. I guess I do know Jess, but her face isn't showing. I feel like that could be fun. And I like the sentiment. It says, so thankful for this joy today. Okay, so I think that is basically my layout. Let's see. I think I could put like maybe this, trying to decide if I want to put these on here. I was considering using these, but I also really wanted to use these and kind of cluster them together with those and not the fabric strips. I do want to grab some label stickers so I can put a label on here. And I did kind of have plans for all of the other chipboard pieces. So I think I will maybe... Okay, so I did come up with a plan that used up all of the chipboard in my story planning, but maybe I will go into my stash and pull out some spring-related chipboard pieces. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so if you are unaware of how I organize my chipboard, we'll link that up in the eye because I do have a whole video on that. But I have all of my spring-related chipboard in one little section. And I was thinking some of these might work. So some of these are holidays, like there's an Easter, this says May. There's some May ones, and obviously this week is April. So that's not going to work, but like this one, Adore This Season, that looks really cute right there. This one says April, which I think I kind of like. And then there's a lot of egg ones. Let's see, Shower Spring Flowers. I like this one, and I like the color with that. So trying to decide, yeah, maybe I can put it on this photo because it does really work well with the kit. And this one says Hello Spring. I guess I could put that right there. And the rest of these, I don't think they work. Some are like specific to months, or like this one I could use, but I feel like that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and have those, and then I'm going to probably pair some word phrase strips and some of these little starbursts with some of these and kind of create some little embellishment clusters like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on fast forward and get this spread put together. Okay, so I did most of the work on this one in real time on this video while I was planning everything out. So it comes together pretty quickly, as most of my spreads do these days in Project Life, because I have gotten into such a routine with working from a kit and then laying everything out before I start putting the cards together. So as usual, I started with my date card. I pulled over a label set from Allie Edwards from my stash and used a label and a rolling date stamp to add the dates on there. And then I'm going ahead to add some embellishments on this photo. I cut one of the starbursts in half so that I could push it right up against the edge of that chipboard piece, and that just has that cluster of embellishments kind of interacting with each other a little bit better than if it was just placed next to it. I'm working on this happy story card here, and for this card, I'm telling a longer story, and I wanted to kind of remember the facts of what happened on the day. This was the Tuesday this week, so I pulled over my Hobonichi cousin, which I use frequently to kind of take notes as I'm living life in addition to planning. And that way I have it as a reference when I'm putting together my Project Life spread. So you can see that I'm referencing that here. And if you want to learn more about how I do that, I do have videos on that process separate, and I will link that up in the eye on the corner now. So now I'm moving on to this photo, and I decided to cut out this happiness half circle here and just place it on top of the photo. I apologize if I covered up your face on this Zoom call. I I really didn't like the idea of covering people's faces, but those Zoom calls, while they're really nice to have those screenshots, they don't look that great in the pockets, and adding this on top of it kind of added a little bit of interest to that photo and made it just a little bit better in my spread, in my opinion. So I'm happy that I did end up adding that on there. And then on this journaling card here, I'm just adding the details of the Week in the Life prep day that was on Saturday and my own involvement in that. I didn't actually stick around for the full prep day, which is a first for me, but I did participate in a Zoom call, so I was writing about that on here. I decided to embellish this card a little bit. I took one of the stamps from the story stamp. It is a little tag stamp, and added it on here as kind of a base for an embellishment cluster, which is a fun way to use stamps and something I don't think about doing often, but they do make a fun base then to layer your embellishments on top of. And I ended up layering a word phrase strip and another one of the starbursts on there, which is just so fun working with a kit that you have kind of these same elements to pull from. And so I'm pulling from those word phrase strips and the starbursts on pretty much every card, and it just makes it come together so quickly. On this card here, I'm adhering down my movie ticket and this sticker from Foco Taco that is super cute. And then I'm just adding a little bit of details about my Tuesday night where I went to get tacos and then to the movies. So I just added a little bit of details there. And again, I'm adding a word phrase strip and another one of the starbursts on there. I didn't do that yet, but I will go back and add that onto that card. On this card here, I'm adding the photo of my house, and I'm just going to add a few little journaling words beneath it that I'm just saying, how much I love my house. And like I said in the intro, this is one of the reasons I love working with story kits in my Project Life album, because they prompt me to tell stories I wouldn't otherwise tell. I do love my house. I love my house a lot. But it's not something that I would necessarily talk about in Project Life if I didn't have a prompt for it, because it's just kind of one of those things that's always there. I'm always in my house. So I have to kind of be prompted to tell specific stories about my house. Otherwise I will forget to tell them, and I won't always live here. So it'll be nice to have that to look back on when someday I live somewhere else. I was trying to decide what I wanted to add into this little box at the top of this journaling card, and I decided that I wanted to say this week because it's going to tell additional stories from the week. So what I ended up doing was I added a stamp from the stamp set, the story stamp, that says so many beautiful reasons to be happy. And then I used my alpha stamps that I love. They're one of my staples, and they are linked in the description box down below, to stamp out the words this week across the top. And then I'm just journaling those extra stories that didn't make it onto my spread anywhere else. And you can see here my sticky note. I don't think I mentioned that yet in this video, but for every week of Project Life, I pull over my Hobonichi cousin and I jot down all the stories that I want to tell on my sticky note here, just a brief overview of them so that when I'm putting together my spread, I don't miss a story entirely. I have them on the sticky note as a reference. So you can see I'm kind of looking at that and just making sure that all of the stories that I want to be told are included on this spread. And then I think that's it. I'm just looking at it, making sure I like the final layout, and I don't actually end up rearranging anything at the end here, which is surprising for me. But I'm just going to go ahead and put everything into the pockets and call this one good. I did go back and add another embellishment on here. I think as I'm adding them into the pockets, it's my kind of final check to make sure that I like how everything turned out. But ultimately, I love how this spread came together. I love this happy story kit. I think this is a great one for pocket pages because the theme is just so general. And here's a look at my final spread. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.